All right, couple message making tips. Beginning, middle, and end. All of those things you saw, they had a beginning, a middle, and an end. Among those of us who care, we tend to be really good at the middle, and we're not that strong at beginning things or ending things. You can think about it for a second. You probably relate to that. Like, we can get into all the details about what we're doing and what the issue is and all of the nitty gritty. But just starting the conversation or bringing it to an end is something that we often have to practice because we're too close to it. And we don't often think like, oh, how am I going to introduce this idea to somebody? And then how am I going to wrap it up? How am I going to bring it to a point? That one we often fizzle. That happens at the end, and we can often kind of be like, so cool, huh? Yeah. See you soon, and that takes practice. So I encourage you to practice that stuff, everybody. Always remember the who, what, where, when, why, and how that we learned in grammar school. I can't tell you how much messaging I've seen where people don't include the details, especially if it's messaging about an event or a specific thing that you're trying to do. If you don't put the date, and I encourage you to put day as well as date, because these days people don't really remember what day it is or what date it is. Everybody's kind of like in one big long day. So if you have a flyer for something, put the day, Wednesday or Thursday, March 27, 2025, put the year. Give yourself time to craft messages. Just because we are communicative human beings doesn't mean that we can rattle things off in a way that is really effective. Give yourself time. Don't wordsmith and create at the same time. What that means is get the idea on paper and then tinker with it. Then turn it into something magical and beautiful in the voice that you want to use. But don't be in the middle of writing something and be like, oh, that's not the word. Just get the idea down and then go back. Outline, draft, and edit. We learned it in school. It works every time. It can cut down on all the, perfectionism, the analysis paralysis, all of that stuff. Outline, draft, and edit. So a couple more things. Infusing meaning is really important when it comes to messaging. So what is the literal information you want to get across? But then what is an allegory or a creative element that you want to include? Because that helps people remember. Remember, we talked about hearts and minds. Minds absorb literal information. Oh, there's going to be a workshop on Thursday morning at 10 o'clock Eastern. But what's going to help me remember that, in addition to getting an email reminder, but the thing that's going to get me to show up at that is something that is talking to me. Like when we sent you that email reminder, the photo that we used is the photo of the love statue in Philadelphia. And the word is love. And we're talking about messaging. Hopefully that's making you feel good about coming into this space. How does this connect to you personally? How can you make it personal? And what is the call to action, of course? Okay, a couple common points for improvement, and then I'll let you go. One is those of us that are in this field when it comes to messaging, we are often overthinking and over-explaining. I'm going to pause, which is really hard. I'm sure people can relate to this. We are overthinking things and over-explaining things. And right now especially, it's super important to not do that. Everybody is overwhelmed. They cannot process a lot of information. They can process important and valuable information. It's not that people are dumb. It's just we can't keep up with all of this. So don't overthink it and don't over-explain it for your own benefit and for whoever's hearing your message. Being too mechanical. In the nonprofit sector and in individuals and small business, we can sometimes go to the mechanical stuff to try to describe something because we presume people don't understand what we're talking about. Guess what? They don't understand what we're talking about. And the way they're going to understand is by having regular communication with you. It's not through being mechanical. Telling everything all at once. I've been doing this work for 40 years and I'm still like, and this, and we do this, and we do that, and I'm so excited, or I need you to understand, so I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you that, I'm going to tell you this. It doesn't help you to tell everything at once. What is the most helpful thing is a conversation starter, and then wait for someone to ask you a question, or ask them a question if they're quiet. If they say, doesn't mean they don't care, doesn't mean they don't want to talk to you. It means they don't know what you're talking about. So you want to ask them a question. So often what I do, Social Impact Studios, we're a creative hub for engaging people with culture to act on important issues. And my personal what do you do statement is I work with people to engage others to act on important social issues. That's what I say when someone asks me what I do. And then someone's like, how do you do that? Or they go, and I say, what are you trying to engage people in right now? Because that's our key word, engage, right? That's our word. So I'm reusing that to have a conversation. I don't need to tell them everything we do. I need to hear about what are they doing that might relate to what I'm doing. And then I connect a dot. Adding syllables to words. We do this all the time in the nonprofit sector. We say inclusivity instead of inclusion, for example. Part of that is that human beings need to pause and they need time to catch up. Their brain needs time to catch up with what their mouth is saying. So we make words longer in order to give ourselves that space. But sometimes we're doing that because we're trying to make something sound more academic or more mechanical. In either case, the remedy for that is being comfortable with pause. And using passive or third-person voice. I highly recommend that you speak in first-person voice or second-person voice. That's I, we, or you. When you start talking about your organization in the third person, you're detaching from a personal experience, and that does not come across very well. That's why the elevator pitch is always not good, because people talk about Social Impact Studios does this, and SIS does that, and Social Impact Studios does this. We say that in our language, but we also say we, you. So try to cut down on too much passive voice.
I'm Ennis Carter, the Director of Social Impact Studios and the designer of the Public Image Works Method. The Public Image Works Method helps good people promote their great work.